Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steve Dubois. On social media, my name is I go by Wolfpack2. It's my nickname. My nickname when I was in Afghanistan, call sign. So there's no hidden conspiracy theory. I wanted to make a short video because I got kind of scolded, or was advised that I needed to stop posting as much on Texas torch bearers because I was stepping on other people, and for that I apologize. The reason why is because the fact is I found Texas torch bearers, and I believe in what they're trying to do. I believe in a couple of groups that are trying to effectively make change in Texas for the good. Those are the people that I follow. The reason why I follow certain groups is because the fact is not I just want to hear myself talk. It's because I want to get ideas. I want to get opinions. I want to hear what other people think so I can derive my own educated decision on how I feel. I do not just go by what the news tells me on TV. I want to know it. Give me something I can research, and I can show it, and I can prove it to myself, and that's what I currently believe it. I want to start real quick because I won't take very long. I would like to challenge everyone in this room. Today is November 7th. Today's our voting day. If you haven't done so, please go and vote for the amendments. Read those amendments over before you vote. Know what they stand for. Don't really think just how it affects you and your county. Think about how those amendments will affect the whole great state of Texas. I'm a firm believer that people in Houston, people in Dallas, people in Corpus Christi, San Antonio, and even in Austin, Odessa, Permian, all these places, north and south, east and west, every item that's voted on will have an impact on your area in some way, shape, or form, and some way, shape, form, or fashion. Well, can't even talk. So what I'm asking you to do today is consider, after you vote, is come in and understand and sit down for maybe 10 minutes and think, who is it that's failing in government? Is it our politicians that we elect? Or is it us that sit on the sideline and choose not to participate? It might be both. We're getting the short end of the stick because the fact is that we are not even voting. General apathy is taking over. Some folks say, well, my vote don't count. Well, you know what? How do you know until you cast it? Our representatives and the people that we elected need to have the input from us. We are not a democracy per se. We are actually a republic. What the difference between that is that a republic is where we elect officials to represent us. So in essence, they work for us. They are required to listen. Now, on that fact, let me just say I've talked to politician representatives on the record now. Many of them tell me it's hard to make certain decisions because when they're approached by the public, that what happens is that people get angry, get upset, and they go from one point to one point, and it's just a venting session. I have yet to meet a congressman or anyone that represents us that say, if you come to me with an educated proposal, or you come to me educated to where I can actually get what your point is, you're damn right I'll listen. How do we do that? We state what the problem is. We then state what we think the solution is. And then the last thing is we ask what your opinion is on this. So, well, I'm not really ready to answer that. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into it. Good, sir. When can I call you back and get an answer? The politicians we should have in office says, you know what, give me till Tuesday and I'll have someone call you back. Or give me till Tuesday and you know what, I'll have an answer. I'll put out a public statement. That's the people we need to have in the office, people that are willing to listen. think politicians get an unfair deal to the certain standpoint because they don't have communication from the public. So then as much they'd have to make the decision on their own, kind of guessing what the constituents want, because they have no input to go off of. What do they relate to? Well, if they don't have enough input from the public, well, they just go by a poll. They're forced to. We force them to do that. We need to get involved, people. Our politicians and our representatives and everyone who's running for office, they need to hear and understand our voice, and they need to know that we're willing to talk about subjects intelligently, calmly, and come to a compromise if it's possible. Compromise is what makes politics work. Compromise is what makes people get home together. Why can't we do it in our political system? I put out a salute to everyone who's running. I put out a salute to everyone who's considering running, and I can put out a salute to everyone who votes. And everyone participates in their community, because you're last of the dying breed. No one understands what a politician goes through and what he puts out on the line. He's up for scrutiny from his whole record. His family's up for scrutiny. They're always under the limelight, always waiting for the family to say something wrong. And they do that because they want to serve. Period. Some may go into it with other ulterior motives, and if they do, they're finally found out. And that's where we come in. We start holding them accountable. I live in a town that you get arrested for speaking up when you identify to the council they're breaking the law by trying to pass an ordinance because little girls couldn't play softball on Sunday. Now, I don't know if you agree with that or not. That's a debate that needs to go on between every person. I personally feel like it's a personal decision based on the family, and nobody can tell you when you should or should be not be in church. That's my own separate issue. But people are actually thinking that, and people who are not participating are allowing it to happen. It's a clear violation of church and state. Everybody can see it, but see, they're going to pass it because they didn't get caught because nobody was paying attention. I live in a town where the water has 7 contaminants in this water that is linked to cancer, and we do nothing about it. This county turns its back and washes its hands of us and has already said written us off the books. I'm not saying this to promote my town, and I need that you jump on the bandwagon. What I'm saying is that if it's happening to my town, it can happen to your town. And the only way that I can find that out is to get information from you individuals who share it and gives me something to look out for. Or maybe you give me an answer on something that I'm currently dealing with the city council, and I just can't come up with it by myself. My goal is to use this medium to put politicians and the people together and compromise for the best for Texas. Everything else is all bullshit. Because taking care of our people, whether you be a representative or hold an office, should also be the responsibility of the people as well, to take care of your brother. I will share any message. I will follow any politician. I will promote. I will get your word out. But that doesn't mean I've made a decision. I have to do that because I'm one of the few that are going to listen. And I'm going to ask questions. People say, well, how can all these counties really be intertwined? Well, let me tell you something. Here's what I do. If I see something that I don't like in another county or a law that's being passed that may affect me, I write the candidate. I write the person. I write the representative. I'll write them. Or I got a cell phone. Everybody knows what a cell phone is because we never take it off our ear. Or never take it away from here. So these are the sole purpose of my post, because we can do better. We have lived through Sutherland. God rest their souls. We went through Katrina. We went through Ike. We went through Alice. We went through so many things. So many incidents. And let's don't forget the 5 we lost in Dallas police officers. Let's won't forget them. Today is the day that we pick ourselves up. We dust ourselves off. Put our hats back on straight. Pull our boots back up tight. We wipe off the blood and we get right back in the fight. The most cohesive unit I've ever seen has been in combat when officers and enlisted personnel were working together and were on the same page. We got more done. Take that example to where you can look at your representatives, the people that represent you in any elected position. If they're working with you and you're working with them, there's nothing we can't get done. Remember the Alamo. Remember the Gonzales flag. Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin. All those individuals that came to help us fight in the Alamo, they weren't from our certain area. They were doing what they thought was right. And they were standing up with Texas. The whole state together. Because I said, and I reiterate this again, whatever happens in one county is going to affect the other one, and it's going to end up as a domino effect, and it's going to get to you sooner or later. So you might as well be informed, not just what's going on in your county or at the city hall, but be involved all the way up to the governor. That way you can be well informed. You can ask any representative or anyone who holds public office. It's not the big and size of the man or what he's spouting off at the mouth. They're not scared of him. The person they listen to is a person that can sit down and let them know they're well informed. It's me and being informed, and you're presenting them with that. Guess what? Makes them be informed too. Sometimes you got to put the cart before the horse, but then you won't get nowhere. But if you got the cart in front of the horse, and by God, guess what? We're going somewhere. So for those that I hurt feelings, or that I stepped over, or for those that I apologize. That was not my intention. My sole intention is that I'm a patriot first. I'm a Marine and I'm a soldier. That's what I'm always going to be. I'm going to speak and get my points across. And I'm going to work with individuals instead of against them. You will never hear me disagree. What you will hear me do is ask questions. Can you explain that for me, please? Can you provide me a source so I can look it up? Because there ain't nothing more worse than everybody knows us in Texas and going out and arguing with a damn fence post. Well, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same thing. If you're arguing, you ain't never going to change each other's mind. You're just wasting each other's time. Come on. Find a way to fix it. So I just wanted to make this quick video. Hope it doesn't, it's allowed. If not, they'll take it down. That's fine. But I want to say thank you for being Texas. We've been through a lot this last year. And we're still here. And we're still going to wake up in the morning. We're going to drive on. But maybe let's put up in our prayers tomorrow, when we step out of that bed, our foot hits the floor, and put our boots on. Think, what can I do to make Texas better today? Because this is my home. This is where I live. This is where I raise my kids. Let's live up to that reputation. You don't mess with Texas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. I apologize if this gets on your nerves. Not somebody didn't listen. However, please hit me back. And give me any message or questions you may have. If you're a politician and you want to have your name thrown out and get in the mix, hit me up here, and I will gladly spread the word. I will also spread it on Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof, because they're interested too, but they just don't say nothing. In closing, this is what makes me upset. I live in a town of 2,018 people. Our last election, not today, but our last election, 300 people voted. We'll give them an extra 100 for the sake of the fact that, absentee balloting. Can't find anywhere where they track that. But at most 400 people voted on issues that affect the town. I say this because I caution you individuals that are out there in other towns. This is the first step. Non-participation. That's the first step of starting that downhill slide. Thank you for your time. My name is Steve Dubose. Call me Wolfpack. Call me other things, but they call me Wolfpack too. Thank you for your time. God bless. God bless Texas.